Hi, everybody. It's Les. I'm not Don from Don's Family Vacation, but I still hope that you're having a fantastic day. I'm also not Tony. Tony's from La Lita Loca, Tony Barnett. I'm going to tell you, if you are even considering cruising anywhere, follow those two guys. So you're going to follow La Lita Loca and you're going to follow Don's Family Vacation. These two guys are in the know of everything cruising, and I highly recommend them. They're very educational. Tony's very entertaining. Tony likes to dance during his blogs, and he likes to juggle and just basically have fun. Don is very knowledgeable. He lives in Canada, and he has a lot of insight because he runs a travel agency. So please, if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, look them up. Don's Family Vacation, La Lita Loca. They don't know I'm making this video. They don't know that I'm giving them the shout outs, but I still hope that they are able to see this video at some point. So that being said, a quick rundown, a quick synopsis of our trip. I'm going to try to keep this really short because nobody likes a long video. I'm going to run right through it real quick. Embarkation day was on October 19th. We got off on the 26th. Day one basically is considered the embarkation process, and then eventually getting pushed out to sea. Had a great time, met a lot of great folks. The process was simple, painless, and effortless. Getting on board was so simple. There was no fanfare like you would get on Disney or Royal Caribbean. It was just kind of quiet. You get on board and there's Jimmy Buffett songs playing, just as you would expect. It was perfect. No big fanfare. So you're walking into the atrium of the Flip Flop Bar, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. It's just beautiful, sparkly, colorful. It's nice. It's super nice. As pretty much with any cruise line, you would come to expect that your first few steps on the ship are amazing, and this one is no exception. Looking straight up, it's incredible. It's just beautiful. So we spent the first day getting on board, doing our e-muster, familiarizing ourselves with the ship. We had cheeseburgers in paradise. We did the sail away party, and we waited to get underneath the Skyway Bridge so I could record it. Which brings me to this part. Please, for the love of God, don't be a fuddy-duddy. Get out there and meet people. Tell people where you're from. Learn where they're from. See what they do for a living. We met some really great folks, and from Missouri. Got to give you guys a shout out. Again, Heather and Ty, Paula, Haley, and her dad Jim. Great folks. We had a great time with them. I wish we could have spent more time with you guys on board the cruise, but we're looking forward to spending more time with you in the near future. Maybe not till spring because of my job, but we plan on seeing you guys again. You were a lot of fun, wholesome folks, and I just can't speak highly enough of you guys. So thank you for making some time on our ship and on our cruise that much better. I appreciate you very much. So as I'm saying, is reach out to people, become peoply. Don't be one of those people that sits on a bar stool like a lump and just drinks. Get out to see who your fellow shipmates are, and you're going to learn a lot about the world by doing so. So that's it for the first day anyway. So the second day on board was an at sea day. Lots of R&R, poolside, still familiarizing ourselels with the ship and the contents of the newsletter that comes around, tell you all of the events. There's just so much to take in the first full day. So day 3, we went to Cozumel, Mexico. Great time at the ports. Lots of shopping, food, drink. Remember this: barter, barter, barter. Never pay a full price for anything. And when you're in Cozumel, don't buy any gold because it's usually fool's gold. Don't buy any high-end jewelry there. It's that simple. Other than that, it's a great port. It's safe. Good food, good drink. Music is great. I never found it necessary to leave that port in Cozumel simply because by the time I had seen the entire port, it was mid-afternoon. I was quite hot, and it was time to get back to the ship and rest for a little while. So that was that. So day 4, we went, when we left Cozumel, as we pushed off of Cozumel, the captain made a quick announcement and said that because of Hurricane Melissa, which had just been upgraded to a hurricane from a tropical depression, we were actually headed into the storm. So he said that he made a command decision to take the ship and move away from it and put us closer to the mainland of South America, basically. And so we went to, first stop was actually, I should say, the second stop would be, should have been Ocho Rios, Jamaica, but instead was Belize. And so we went to Belize, had a great port, good stuff in Belize, and that was on day 4. I'm looking at my notes. If you catch me looking into this direction, there's a 2-hour time difference, so you got to remember to always do everything on ship time, never local time, because if you're going to go local time, you're going to miss your ship. 2-hour time difference. The ship is on East Coast time. Set your watches to East Coast time. Doesn't matter where you come from in this world. Set your clock to the ship time, and you'll never have an issue. For those of us that are fortunate enough that we live on East Coast time, there's no adjustment required, obviously. So anyway, Belize had some great excursions. We chose an excursion where we hiked through a rainforest, and then we took a tube ride down the Mayan River through Mayan caves, and the history is incredible. It's pitch black in there, so you're wearing the single Pell type helmet light, and it's an unbelievable experience. I highly recommend it. It's about 45 miles from the Belize cruise port, and you'll take when you purchase your excursion, transportation is included. So I highly recommend it. It was an excellent time, and I would pay to do it again anytime. We left out of Belize, and where we were supposed to be leaving Ocho Rios and headed for Grand Cayman. We were actually now leaving Belize, headed for Roatan, Honduras. Roatan is a smaller port, and as I look at my notes real quick, in capital letters I put safety. It's really not a safe port once you're outside the port, unless you're in a taxi. This is not a community in which you could walk around and feel comfortable doing so. I'm a pretty big guy. I can take care of myself and probably a few others, but I didn't feel safe or comfortable there at all. Never had the feeling that literally walking through a doorway that I could be walking into trouble, and that's exactly how it felt. Literally walked through the gated doorway, which surrounds the cruise port and goes to the town road. And at that point, it was just like somebody pulled the curtain, and safety was behind me, and the unknown was in front of me. So I don't recommend Roatan, Honduras, unless you're going to have an excursion and you're going to get into a cab inside the port, take you to your excursion, and bring you back to the port side. That's the only way I would do Roatan again. Unfortunately for us, we did take a taxi after we tried walking through downtown, and we literally only made it walking literally less than a block and came right back. We ended up having to hire a taxi to take us to a beach. There's 2 beaches in Roatan. It's the West End Beach and West Bay Beach, not to be confused with each other. The West Bay Beach is the touristy beach that you are going to pay a couple extra dollars for a chair and an umbrella and a table. You'll get food and drink served beachside. Nice place. Then there's West End Beach, which is a local beach where you might be offered various types of indiscrepancies, maybe? Is that the right word to use? Could be a lot of things going on there. Could be drugs, could be alcohol, could be other favors. Could be a lot going on there. So I don't recommend you going to the West End Beach. West Bay Beach is acceptable. West End is not. Keep that in mind. Unfortunately, we headed for the beach, and it was tropical rainforest. It was a rain like I've not seen in years. It rained completely sideways, and our taxi driver said it looked like the radar on his phone said it was going to last a while, so we were leaving. So we went back to the port. We paid $30 per couple. There was 2 couples in the car just for the transportation back and forth. We called it a day, and that was it. Had a little bit of lunch port side and headed back to the ship. So that was day 5. Day 6 and 7 were both at sea days because of the difference in the travel arrangements. And of course, you arrived back on Sunday at 5:45 a.m. and we were completely disembarked by 8 a.m. Last thing I want to talk about is food. The quality of the food is not what I'm used to. Breakfast was unacceptable on every level. I don't like powdered eggs and I don't like cold breads. Toast and bagels were toasted probably hours earlier. They were cold. Again, powdered eggs served kind of on the wet side. French toast and pancakes and waffles that were served cold. Syrup was served out of a plastic jug, cold. You can't get whole milk unless you really got to act up in order to get whole milk. They don't serve whole milk. They have it, it's available, but it's an act of Congress to get it. Lunches were pretty good. Didn't have too much of a problem with lunches. Dinners were phenomenal. Every dinner we had was great. There are a lot of different venues, so you could pay extra to go to a steakhouse. We didn't go there because, quite frankly, I can make a good steak at home, so I don't need to have a steak on board. I'm just there to eat and go about my business. They had a sushi place, Mexican cantina, which was included. Sushi, and what else was there? Port of indiscretion, and that's what I like to call it. Is it's actually port of indecision, just so you know it. It's a little inside joke. The buffet, port of indecision. I don't recommend it for breakfast. Cheeseburger in Paradise was good, really good cheeseburgers. Finn's Dining was excellent for dinner. Frank and Lola's Pizza Shop always had great pizza, and they'll make you whatever you want. Mexican Cutie Cantina serves a breakfast burrito that is horrible because it's using powdered eggs that are served wet, and the bottom of the burrito will actually fall out. It's not good. If you're going to get a breakfast burrito with no egg, it's fine. Again, we talked a little bit about JWB is the name of the steakhouse. I didn't utilize it. I heard nothing but good reviews, so I can't speak of it personally. Farside Sushi. I did have a conversation with a woman who said she generally has 25 to 30 pieces of sushi every week in New York City. And she said that the sushi on board this ship far exceeded the local deli in New York where she's from. And she thought that was good sushi until she had the stuff on board. Island Eats is in the adult only area up by the Tiki Bar, which is Deck 9 Aft. And they offer foods that are for extra purchase. King crab legs. They had various, like a corn chowder, a clam chowder. One night they had like an Asian fusion mix. And so a little bit extra. Prices are reasonable. King crab was only $20. I thought that was quite reasonable, actually. And it was a plate full of legs, and it was really nice. So that's really it. They have the Tiki Grill out in the back. Got the Margaritaville coffee shop and 13 bars and lounges. We could break down each and every restaurant that we visited, but it would take this video into about a 2-hour mark. The ship was very, very clean. Cabins, we had a breezy balcony. All was good. All was exceptional in the cabin itself. It was always maintained well. It was clean, well furnished, and just ready to go all the time. The casino was okay. A little stingy on give outs there, but all the same, it is what it is. It's a casino. Again, for me, it was about making new friends. We met a lot of new people. I gave you a shout out to my folks in Missouri. We also met Red. Red is well known in the cruising industry on board Margaritaville, and she makes homemade gifts. And so she makes this little duck that it's a 3D print she makes, and I got one of these from her. This is the cutest little duck I've ever gotten on board any of the ships. And shout out to Red, Dave, Morgan, and Cole from Tampa, Florida. Oh, what luck, you found a duck. October 19th, 2025. She also makes these beautiful things. You can look her up on the Facebook page. especially if you look up the Islander page for that cruise, which was again October 19th. This is going to be backwards because of the way I'm filming, but it's the Margaritaville Kraken, excuse me. And so that's a really cute, this is a really cute ornament she made. And on the back, the Margaritaville At Sea Islander. And, of course, the cute little logo up top. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And I'm sorry that it's backwards, but I don't have the technology to flip the camera at this point. We did receive a couple of really quick, couple of ducks for going to the Margaritaville timeshare discussion. So we won a few things there. We won this duck, a couple of Margaritaville hats, 2 man's hats and a woman's hat. And my wife also won a $25 onboard credit with them as well. And so shout out to Mark and Jody from Palm City, Florida, for their one of the ducks they left hiding. This is a Franken duck. Well, I gotta be careful saying that. Franken duck. Yeah, there it is. Franken duck. We found him down in the on deck 3. And the last but not least, we also have the pumpkin duck. This is the pumpkin duck, and it came from the Sullivan family on the Islander for the same week we were there. And the Sullivan family is from Frankfort, Illinois, and they hid this duck, and we found it as well. So thank you very much to the Sullivan family. I hope you guys are able to see this and see that we appreciate your efforts. We did have another little tiny pocket duck. Unfortunately, it's exceptionally small, and now I've misplaced it. Here it is. I found it. This comes to us via here we go. I got it now. It's so small, it's hard to hold. This duck is actually a turtle. And I don't think I'm going to be able, yeah, maybe I can focus on that. This is a cute little turtle that was hidden on a frame. It was on a frame of a picture down in the A1A area. So, cute little turtle. Thank you to whoever hit it. We appreciate that. My wife is a connoisseur of collectibles of turtles. So that went over really well. So that's all I've got. Would I recommend this cruise ship to anybody else? It's a hard way to answer, but I'm going to have to say no. For me, although I'm not a foodie, it is about quality of food. I felt like their breakfast, which is to me is my most important meal, for me it was horrendous. It was unacceptable on every single level. When the milk is slightly warm and hot tea is warm, items that should be served hot on the buffet were served at best lukewarm. On some things like the corned beef hash was always warm, it was never hot. But powdered eggs that were cold, any kind of toasted item was cold. Butter that was they say it's chilled, but I don't believe it. I'm going to say that they're probably cutting it while it's frozen with a wire cutter. It's hard. It's just the way it is. Would I recommend the Islander? I would recommend the Islander if you can do away with your breakfast. If you can say to yourself, I can survive on just coffee and Danish, then I would recommend this cruise. If you're like me and you have to have a good breakfast, absolutely not. The dinners were good. Every dinner we had was not just good, it was great. The desserts are a little bit different, but the dinners themselves were all great. We had a great meal for every single dinner for both of us, and even the lunches were okay. The lunches were okay as well, because don't forget, you can always fall back to a cheeseburger in paradise. If you don't find something you don't care for, have a cheeseburger, because you know what? Pretty much everybody likes a cheeseburger. And here's a little hint, by the way. If you want a double cheeseburger, get a double cheeseburger. You don't have to have 2 plates. If you want to have a double, just ask for a double. If you want a triple, just ask for a triple. They'll make you whatever you want. That's the task at hand. That's all they want to do is make you happy. So they'll make you whatever you'd like to have. That being said, I think I'm going to end the video here on a good note. I wanted to go about 12 or 13 minutes. I'm coming up on 20. So I just want to say thanks for your time. Reach out if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Keep in mind, this is my personal opinion. That's why I'm not showing anything on the ship, just an opinion about my experience on board. That being said, I'm done. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, give it a like. I appreciate it. And look for another video coming. It's going to be, I'm going to have 2 more videos, which is, one is going to be the Hero program, the Hero, what's the word? Celebration. They have a celebration for veterans and for first responders, police, fire, ambulance personnel. And I got almost all of that recorded. And they also have, I have the bridge, the cruise ship going in with the Skyway Bridge. I'm going to post that one as well. So that's it for me for tonight. Thanks very much. Thanks for tuning in, and looking forward to hearing back from anybody that may need some information. Take care.